Hello friends, it's me Stephanie here with our daily Disney devotional, and today we're going to be talking about something I have never witnessed at Disney, and I know y'all are going to find that hard to believe because I love Disney World so much, and we go not so often but every other year, but I've never been to Fantasmic, and that's what we're going to be talking about tonight, or today. It's not nighttime yet, but anyway, today is number 78, and it is Fantasmic. Now we've come to the very last attraction at Hollywood Studios. It just so happens to be my favorite attraction at this park, and I would say it's actually my favorite in all of Disney World. You guys, really? It is another show, and it's a fantastic one. It's the closing show for Hollywood Studios each night. There was a time several years ago when they didn't show it every night. They only showed it on the weekends and on special occasions. Luckily, there was a small protest among the seasoned guests, including myself. I'm sorry, that's funny. I, along with several others apparently, wrote a few emails basically begging them to return it to nightly showings. I'm sure it was one of my lengthy worded emails that caused them to change their mind. They did bring it back to nightly showings, and the nation breathed a sigh of relief. Okay, maybe that's a slight exaggeration, but I sure did. It's too good not to show every night. It always brings huge crowds. Okay, enough introduction. Let's go watch Fantasmic. Fantasmic is an eye-opening, jaw-dropping, and magical, to use the Disney cliche, show that has been around for several years. It began in Disneyland in 1992. It was brought to Hollywood Studios in 1998 and has also shown in Tokyo Disney. In Disneyland, the show takes place on Tom Sawyer Island. However, in Florida, a new set was built, complete with a 58-foot tall mountain surrounded by a 6,900-seat theater. The mountain used is the fourth highest mountain at Walt Disney World, and the theater accommodates 3,000 standing, making it nearly a 10,000 crowd capacity. There are nearly 2 million gallons of water surrounding the mountain, ranging anywhere from 1.5 feet to 6 feet deep in the middle. The show lasts 26 minutes, and although there is also a shortened 4-minute version used during inclement weather, I've never seen this version, and I can't imagine they could do much in 4 minutes. Fantasmic uses 46 performers and 78 costumes in the show. Near the beginning of the show, you'll see three large mists of water on which various movie scenes are projected. They project it onto the mist. These large mists use 800 gallons of water per minute. Wow. Near the end of the show, you'll see a giant maleficent dragon, which is 50 feet high and 50-foot wingspan and weighs 32,000 pounds. The final scene, and my personal favorite, features 26 characters on a giant river boat, which is actually bigger than the boats Columbus used to discover America. Wow. That's a big boat. There are so many reasons why this show is my favorite attraction. I love the music, I love the water effects, I love the fireworks, the characters, and the action. However, the main reason I love this show is the final scene. I love to see that giant boat come out with one character driving the ship, only to have 25 other characters appear out of seemingly nowhere to join him, dancing along to the music. It's that one character that really does it for me, though. That lone character that starts the scene is Steamboat Willie. or technically Mickey Mouse as Steamboat Willie. In case you don't know, Steamboat Willie is Walt Disney's original Mickey Mouse creation. It is, of course, black and white and is a character in Fantasmic also. I love that bit of creativity that the Imagineers placed in the show. I love that nod to the history of Disney and the famous first character. I think that it's so important, and nostalgia is very important and very powerful. I'm glad that Disney takes this small moment to remember the past. We should all do the same. Much of our Christian lives and instructions include looking into the future, planning for heaven, making sure our lives are on the right track. However, it's also important to remember where you came from, to take note of your past. 2 Thessalonians 2:15 reminds us to hold fast to the teachings of our past. Paul is reminding us that our past is important. Remembering where we came from helps us to stand firm and not waver from our faith and our beliefs. Deuteronomy 4:9 also tells us not to forget what we have been taught, but to instead teach them to our children and their children after that. Also, take some time to read Psalms 78. It is a very important reminder of our past and what we can learn from past generations. Fantasmic is a magnificent presentation. I would be satisfied with a trip to Disney to see that one show alone. Wow, that's huge. For me, it encompasses all of what Walt Disney World is. I love so much about it, but especially it's a reminder of our past. Our past is important. While we shouldn't dwell on it or let it ruin the future, we should remember the good things that we've learned growing up. We should use what we've been taught about God and His plan, and continue that message to future generations. We are all an important link in the chain to keep God's word going strong and make sure everyone has a chance to respond to the gospel. Wow, okay, I really feel like I have missed out by not watching Fantasmic. Thinking back, I think that the reason we've never watched it is when we went, we've always had a young child with us who is terrified of scary stuff, and it has some scary scenes in it. So I think that's why I was like, you know what, let's not even, because who wants to be that one mom who's like dragging their screaming kid out over past 500 people on the road beside you to try to get them away from it? I don't know. Okay, so next time we go, we definitely have to go see it. Okay, bye guys. See you tomorrow.